Hey buddy, welcome back to this Extreme Warfare Revenge series. My name is Andy, your uncommentator for episode number 33, I think. I never checked the episode number I'm up to before I start recording, probably should. Anyway, yeah, so I think it's episode number 33 of the series. I'm recording this on the 29th of November, so the day before Survivor Series. So I'll try and get through this video without ranting about the Women's War Games match. But anyway, that's not important in more ways than one. What is important is what's going to happen in this video, whether it be episode 33 or whatever. And that is going to be our big November even. Why did I say September? Anyway, our big November pay-per-view. So forget Survivor Series, that's not important. What is important is Primal Rage, which is going to be taking place on the 23rd of November. So you can see there, I'm currently on the 17th of November. So in this video, we're going to be doing the usual two shows. We've got the Go Home show, the Go Home episode of Warfare, and then the pay-per-view. So, let's get on with it. Now, as we're moving from Sunday to Monday, no doubt we'll get a million emails about promotions changing size and then hiring people as a result of that. So, let's see. There we go. Right, and QC4 have risen to national level. And CMLL have risen to national level, no doubt for about 3 weeks when they drop back down to cult again, because they can't compete with the juggernaut that is PWG. House of Hardcore's been renewed, yeah, okay. SmackDown's been, I think Raw was renewed in the last video, wasn't it? So both contracts coming to an end at the same time. There we go. That's what happens when you try and compete with PWG. Ring of Honor can't, so they've fallen to cult level. And then the usual promotion wars emails the usual promotion war emails. This time it's with AW though, although the promotion may be different, but the content's the same. We have more star power. They have better workers because we employ the Warlord. And we're more professional. But no doubt we'll be getting... Oh, hang on, we had another one there, didn't we? No, AAA. No, exactly the same, yeah. Because of course it is, so no doubt we'll be getting those for CMLL again soon. And then they can drop down to Cult. Anyway. Nikki Cross has gone to AEW. As has Sammy. I think in the last video, somebody hired one of the Singh brothers. And then I said, are you not hiring... And I think I said Satnam Singh. Yeah, that's not the Singh brothers. So, if I did say that... Yeah, I apologise. Okay, Akam has gone to Rise. Masato Yoshino's gone to Rise. Little Guido, that's Nunzio, I think, isn't it? Gone to Beyond. Hiromu Takahashi's gone to left CZW. He's probably sick of pulling bits of light tube out of his back, which would make sense if that's the reason. Titus O'Neil's gone to Shimmer. Why not? Excalibur's gone to Shimmer. BLKG's has gone to Shimmer. Averno to CMLL. I feel like Averno would have been there already. Probably left earlier on in the series. Okada's gone to WWN. Impact have signed Kiku Taro. I don't know who that is, I'll be honest. They've also signed Arik Cannon, was it? D'Lo Brown to CZW. Why not? Oh, Raven. Well, he'll fit in well there. And Mark Jindrak. And then some pay-per-views. And then, oh, there we go, Survivor Series. In the last video, I talked about Full Gear and then it happened. And in this video, I talked about Survivor Series and it's happened. There we go. But I bet they didn't have a pointless War Games match on that one. But anyway, I said I wouldn't rant about it. And I won't. Oh, now 58 emails. Well, obviously, 30 odd new ones. So CMLL, of course, because they've got bigger, will be signing workers. Signing staff, sorry. The usual ones. Then they'll fire them again once they drop down to cult. But anyway. So C4 signed Matt Lee. So that's Daddy Magic, I think. I could be wrong on that one. Dustin Rhodes to C4. So they're exploding into the scene with these signings. Taka Michinoku, that's a good signing. Alex Riley. AW signed Ruby Riott to a written contract. So that's good. That's obviously they signed her in real life. I think she's still there. Been off TV for... Well, I think the art was floating last time she was on TV, but obviously she had a baby, so that's why. Mark Jindrak's on to Rise, so once again, like happens in every video, one company signs somebody and a million and one others do. Sin Cara's gone to Rise, Mojo Rawler's gone to Rise, Ayako Hamada's gone to Beyond, Robert Anthony to Beyond, Akam has left Rise, gone to Chikara, I don't have my voice then, move on. Crimson, AS Charo's gone to MCW, Tai Jishimori, Zumbi, CMLL have signed Just Incredible, okay. They've also signed Dash Wilder, Stu Grayson in Ring of Honor, Masato Yoshino, again, multiple signings for him. Sugi, Puma King, Laredo Kid, gone to Ring of Honor, as has Jack Evans. Namichi Marufuji, Yoshinabu Kanemaru, Jake Hager to CZW, Oh, there we go. Thought we're going to carry on there. Yeah, it feels like CZW sign people and then they leave straight away. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's just a figment of my imagination. Lars Sullivan to AIW. There you go, Robert Anthony. See again, Robert Anthony. He's just somebody signed him and he's gone. Mark Angelo Setti to show. I wish Shimmer had signed female workers. I think it really matters too much, but I don't know. I just think it'd be better. Like I feel like no one signed Naomi. She got fired way back on episode whatever 4 or 5, and no one signed it, which I'm a little bit surprised about. Anyway, Jay Briscoe, Pete Dunne. Okay, I think that looks like the end of the signings. Umberto Carrillo to Ring of Honor. Not quite the end of the signing. There we go. That's just the new one. Right, okay, so we're now on Thursday the 21st, so this is Go Home Show Day. Now, I was going to do a quick recap. Well, I was going to do a recap of where we're up to in the booking, but I can't be bothered. And because instead I was going to do the card for Primal Rage, but I've realised that the couple of matches I haven't actually booked yet, so that would be some spoilers. But if you've been watching the series, you'll probably know what matches they are. And the first one is going to be booked in this segment. So we're going to go for a manager angle. And of course, Jenna Perazzo, who returned to television recently. She's going to be involved in this. And she's going to be challenged by Asuka. So that's going to be for the pay-per-view. So it's going to be Asuka and Jenna Perazzo at Primal Rage. A match I haven't booked yet. And now I have. And now a match that was teased, or kind of teased in the last video. So Tribe Vanguard, so the Juicy product returned to television to answer the Tribe Vanguard. So it's BXB Hulk even, and Yamato taking on the returning and now babyface Juicy product, which is JT Dunn and David Starr. And I have given them a new gimmick, so hopefully it'll get over. Can you guess what it is? And because they're returning, they are going to win this match. However, it's going to be by disqualification. So we'll just say, I don't know, breaks down into a fight. I don't know. No purpose really, other than because Juicy Products have just come back and returned babyface. And have turned babyface, even not returned. Right. From one match to another, which is unusual for me, and it's going to be a singles match, which is even more unusual. So it's going to be Chris Sabin taking on Mark Haskins, who's come back on television recently. And he's not going to win this match, unsurprisingly. So Chris Sabin wins because, well, he wins cleanly, but then after the match, Kongo Kong attacks him. And that's to build to their pay-per-view match, which was booked in the last video. But I'm going to book these segments slightly out of order. There's a reason for that. Just to make something a surprise. And that is this. Because we're going to have a debut. So it's going to be... I don't think this angle is going to get over very well, but we'll go with it anyway. Thought you could do a debut as a partner, but I can't seem to find that one. Let's have a look. Singles date, ally, client. Yeah, it's not a save from 2-on-1 I want to do. Yeah, I thought it was okay, maybe not. Yeah, we'll do an ally then. Yeah, I thought you could have singles debut as a tag partner or something. Obviously not. We'll have to be an ally, it doesn't matter. Because it's going to be there, you can see Yun Akiyama. So Yun Akiyama is going to be debuting, and he's going to be the partner of Go Shiozaki. So essentially what would happen here is, obviously Go time split up in the last video. So Go Shiozaki come out and say, hey, you know, I quite like being in a tag team, but, you know, obviously me and Kushida just didn't quite click, so I'm going to go back. I've called an old friend of mine, and he's agreed to team with me again, and then Yun Akiyama's going to come out. So because Go Shiizaki's got no charisma, I've got a feeling that segment's not going to go down very well. But hey ho, and now the reason I booked it out of order is because for this next segment, I had a another hype video for Pac. And if I'd gone, well, you'll see in a second. So hype video for debuting worker. So there you go. It would have defaulted to Yun Akiyama, which obviously would have spoiled the surprise. So that's why I did it, booked out of order, just to give him his flowers, just so it was an actual surprise. And then we're going to do, I feel like this has become a regular segment, the real one Enzo Amore in brackets interview. So he's going to target Mick Foley, and that's to hype to their pay-per-view match. So the interviewer would ask him about Pac, and then he'd go, I was going to try and do a New York accent then, but I ain't bothered. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I ain't bothered about. You just say like, I ain't bothered about Pac. I'm bothered about that fat blah 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 blah. I'm gonna kick Mick Foley's butt. Yeah, etc. etc. Okay, speaking of pay-per-view build, we're now gonna build the Brian Cage and Eli Drake match. So if you remember in the last video, I booked an angle where it was said that if Eli Drake and Brian Cage hit each other or touch each other before the pay-per-view, their match will be off. So in this segment, what would happen here is, I don't know what that noise was. I don't think the mic picked it up. But anyway, yeah, if the video suddenly ends, I have been killed. So sayonara. No. So what would happen here is, Orange Cassidy would beat Brian Cage by Eli Drake's interface, but he wouldn't actually get physical. He wouldn't actually punch him. He'd just kind of go with him and distract him. You can do the old distraction and quick roll-up thing. Obviously, no aftermath because they can't punch each other, and that's then just building that up. So yeah, so he distracts him without touching him, basically. He does that thing that babyface do. They put their hands up. Hey, I'm just here to watch. You know, I can't touch you. So focus on your match. And then yeah, he ends up losing. Right, now a random angle. It's going to be an ambush angle. It's going to be a 3-on-2 backstage ambush. Why not? So it is going to be Asuka, Kairi, and Io, and they're going to attack Deonna Purrazzo and Shanna. So what would happen here is, so you'd see, I mean, obviously I can't book this, but what would happen here is Deonna even would be backstage, maybe doing an interview saying, oh yeah, I'm happy to, I can't wait to face Asuka, blah 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 blah. Asuka then attacks her. Asuka and Kairi then attack her. Katrina walks in, snaps her fingers. Asuka attacks her. Kairi attacks her, and then Shanna sees this. She comes running into shot to try and help, try and even the numbers out, and then Io comes in. So because she's been, we don't know that she's back from Japan. So her touring's commitments are finished. She's back, and she runs in and then gives them the 3-on-2 advantage, and then eventually they outnumber them and walk off. So that's what would happen there. 3 segments to go. So next up we've got the second match that I haven't yet booked that's going to take place on the pay-per-view. But once again, if you've been following this series, you'll probably know what it's going to be. And that is going to be Mia Yim versus Nicole Matthews. So again, she'd reference the fact that I'm not happy that you beat me on your debut. I'm going to get revenge, but I'm going to do it on the big stage, blah, 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 blah. And then Nicole Matthews obviously accepts the challenge. Right, just looking at my notes, and I've written here the 90, which is not quite what this team are called, but so it's going to be I feel like these have won the tag titles. I've not really done anything with them. So it's going to be Shane Thorne and Mikey Nichols, of course, the Mighty. And they're just going to talk about how great. So what would happen here is the interviewer would say something like, I think it's Kayla Braxton, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's Kayla. Anyway, doesn't matter. Kayla or Charlie, whichever one it is, they say to them, hey, the tag division's hotting up. You've got the Tribe Young Guard have debuted, the Juicy Product have got a new Attitude, NGD are racking up wins. Go Shizaki's got a new tag team partner. Are you worried? And the Mighty just turn around and say no, basically. So that's what would happen there. Main event time, which is going to be another match. And of course, building up to the main event of Primal Rage, because it's going to be Bandido and Keith Lee taking on Timothy Thatcher and Dominik Dijakovic. Of course, Dijakovic challenging Keith Lee for the world title, and he's going to win this match because he needs a win, obviously. He'll pin Bandido, and we'll say cleanly, why not? No aftermath, and then that just builds up their pay-per-view match. Right, so that's the go-home show for Warfare. Not one of my better go-home shows, I don't think, but hopefully still at least passable. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. That was always going to be good. Good, the new gimmick's gone over well. Glam Rocker, I picked. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Well, that was a good match. Mark Haskins is really good. I feel like I say this every time. I don't use him for like 4 videos. Then I use him and he pulls out a banger like that. Yeah, Mark Haskins is awesome. He's really... I really should do more with him. I feel like I've jobbed him out that much though. It's too late. But anyway. Yep, hype for Pac. That's good. I was hoping that was going to be a bit better. Oh, there we go. Yonakiyama. And didn't lose any overness. So Yonakiyama... Yeah, I gave him the Gothic gimmick because that's what I've given to Go Shiozaki. So I'm not sure Gothic Yonakiyama is the way forward. But anyway. Hey-ho. That's annoying. I didn't really want that to happen. Well, with Brian Cage, but the Orange Cassidy bit's good. Yep, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. That could have been better. And that was a good match. Yeah, that was a good match. Excellent. Good stuff. 70%. Yep, that's what I aim for every time, so we'll take that. Okay, let's have a quick look at these. Yeah, Burning. The Go Shiozaki Yonakiyama. So they were already a team. I thought Burning and kind of Gothic kind of fits together. So I mean, obviously Go Shiozaki already had the Gothic gimmick, but yeah. Anyway, right. Oh yeah, another regular occurrence. Jack Ladd being signed. I think that's the 3rd video in a row that's happened. I don't know why it keeps happening, because normally when somebody signs a staff member, that's it. They can't be poached. Now just still not got 1,000 people. Why not? Why aren't people coming to see us? Yeah, so if I just go to... Let's have a quick look. Watch this work now. So I just saw some bills. I just want to check them. Actually, it's production. Right, okay. Right, so it's... Is she deployed? Yeah. Right, so Jack Ladd... Oh, there we go. Right, written contract. So I can't actually offer him a contract. So hopefully that's going to be the end of the Jack Ladd emails. I may be misremembering, but I'm sure he's getting signed every video. Right, anyway. Yeah, so if I go to Gary here, you see, you get that every time. When you try and sign another member of staff from another promotion, sorry, you get that every time. So why Jack Ladd keeps getting signed every video, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, let's not worry too much about that. Let's instead move on to Saturday the 23rd of November. So this was AEW Full Gear in real life, but in this fictional world, it is PWG Primal Rage. So let's get on with it. So let's just quickly run down the card, and then we shall do the booking. So place your bets now. If you're watching this with other people, guess who you think is going to win each match, and the winner gets to subscribe to the channel. So congratulations. That's really worth putting the effort in these guesses for. Right. So let's quickly run down the card, as I've just said. So we've got Real One, Enzo Mori in brackets, versus Mick Foley. We've got Nicole Matthews versus Mia Yim. We've got Chris Sabin versus Kongo Kong. We've got Shanna versus Io Shirai for the Women's Championship. We've got Eli Drake versus Brian Cage in a last man standing match. I did decide the stipulation. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner, because the whole thing's been Eli Drake's got a dodgy ankle, so just make it a last man standing match. You know, a match where you've got to stand up. So again, stacking the odds against the babyface. I mean, why did I think of that sooner? I do not know. Anyway, we've got Asuka versus Diana Perazzo, and then finally we've got the world title match, Dominik Dijakovic versus Keith Lee. Let's go. Okay, so we're going into the main event of Outrage first. I mean, this won't really be the main event, but that's what we're going to do. It's going to be an interview with a stable. And, well, there are 2, it's going to be the Stunning Sukeban and they can target. We'll just say no targets. Why not? Yeah, stable approach. So basically, they just say, you know. So basically, Katrina just stand there with the 3 stood behind them. Kyrie just kind of smiling evilly. Evilly? Is that a word? Sinisterly. Kyrie there. Kyrie smiling, and the other 2 just kind of looking menacing. And say, hey, you know, we're going to clean up tonight. Io's going to retain the title because, of course, she is. Asuka's going to finally deal with this Diana Perazzo problem, and then we're going to expand and blah 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 blah. We're going to do this, that, and the other. So they just talk about how they're going to win their matches and then take over. Right, now I toyed with the running order for this show quite a few times. I changed the order 3 times. Now why I settled for this as the opener, I'm not quite sure. But we're going with it, and it's going to be Real One, open brackets, Enzo Amore, close brackets, versus Mick Foley is going to be the first match. There is a reason why anyway, I'll not bore you to death, but we'll just get on with it, and then I'll break the 4th wall when I've booked it. So obviously no title on the line, and Real One, Enzo Amore in brackets, is going to win. But he's going to win because it's a swerve, bro. It's going to be Pac who's going to run in and help him. So obviously the Pac videos have been building up to his debut. Real One's been acting scared because he knows Pac doesn't like him. So the referee would go down. Pac would run in. You think he's going to attack Real One. He attacks Mick Foley and aligns himself with Real One. Real One shakes hands with Pac. So that'd be like Vince and Steve Austin shaking hands. At least in my mind. Debut Pac. Yep, that's the purpose of that match. Well, it kind of isn't, but yeah, debut Pac. Right, okay, so that is Pac's debut. And then we're going to move on to the rematch. It's going to be Nicole Matthews versus Mia Yim. And Mia Yim is going to get revenge, and it's going to be clean. Which, I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. But we'll go with it. And yeah, I was thinking I was going to change it to cheating actually, but no, we'll go with it. We'll stick with a clean finish. Okay, next up, another match. Plenty of matches on this pay-per-view. There should be really, because I don't book any on TV. You got to pay if you want to watch my guys fight, especially in singles matches, and especially when it's Chris Sabin taking on Congo Kong. I've got a feeling this won't do that well, but big guy versus little guy can sometimes produce magic. Hopefully this will be one of those occasions. But Congo Kong is going to win, and it'll be a clean win. Which is why I was going to make the Mia Yim win dirty, because as well it could set up a 3rd match, but no, we'll not worry about that. Yeah, no real purpose that much to be honest. It's just to get Kong and Sabin on the card, really. But anyway, so after 3 heel victories, we're now going to go to an interview with a babyface. And that babyface is going to be Eli Drake. I really need to book a tag title match on pay-per-view. I feel like since the Mighty have won the title, they haven't had a pay-per-view match, but prior to that. Part of the reason for that is when earlier on in the year, I just had a smaller roster, so I could fit a tag title match on pay-per-view a lot easier. I'm going to fight hiccups off if I keep wondering why I keep pausing. So apologies. Okay, Brian Cage, of course. Hyped the upcoming match, so we'll talk about how his ankle's fine. He'll I don't know. He'll say something cool. Okay, next up, got another women's match, and this time it's for a championship. So it's Shanna finally challenging, getting a rematch against Io Shirai. The title is on the line, and of course Io wins. I'm going to change the finish to this. I was going to do a clean win, but I'm going to do a Kyrie run-in. And the reason why it's not going to be Katrina, and again that noise is there, so again if I die, then sayonara. If I get killed during the making of this video, I don't know what the hell that noise is. Right, yeah, there we go. So no aftermath. Okay. Yeah, okay. I've got something planned. Let's just put it that way. Right. So next up is the aforementioned last man standing match. So it's going to be not a singles match or a ladder match. It's going to be a last man standing match, and it's going to be Eli Drake versus Brian Cage. And Eli Drake is going to win. A babyface is going to win a match on this pay-per-view, which is another reason why I was toying over the I was toying over the running order. So clean win. I mean, the purpose is to end. I don't use the feuds section of this game, which I probably should, but yeah, obviously that ends the feud. Right, 2 matches to go. Co-main semi-main event, or whatever you want to call it. So it's Asuka taking on Deonna Purrazzo. And Asuka is, of course, going to win. She's going to win because Katrina interferes, which is why I didn't have her interfere in the last match, because I want all the Stunning Sukeban. I want to make sure the Stunning Sukeban are featured. So Asuka by interference. But then, this is why I was toying with the card, because we're going to have a run-in like we did in the first match, and much like the first match, it's going to be a British wrestler whose name begins with PA, because Paige is back. I've rehired Paige, so of course Paige got injured in air quotes, much like the air quotes studio, with air quotes studio with an air quotes injury for Paige. Yeah, so then I let the Stunning Sukeban injured her, so I released her because I didn't want to just sat there not been featured on TV. Thankfully, no one's hired her on a written contract, so we can bring her back, and she's now returning from her air quotes injury. So it's a run-in for the save, and it's actually to build to something. So the Stunning Sukebans are starting to get some. So Deonna Purrazzo has been outnumbered throughout this entire crusade because her allies keep getting injured. Then Paige has come back now. She's back from this fake injury, and she's returning to save Deonna Purrazzo. Right. Last up, main event. And again, this is the reason why I was toying with the order to run this, how to run this card. So it's Dominik Dijakovic challenging Keith Lee for the world title. And of course, Keith Lee retains another babyface victory. However, he's going to have a bit of help. I'm not sure if this is a good idea or not. It's going to be Drew Gulak's going to run in. Sorry, I got distracted there. Right, yeah. Right, move on. Okay, yeah, that's fine. No, we'll not have any aftermath. I was gonna have an aftermath, but we'll not. We'll put in a good match. Why not? Let's hope that we can. Yeah, so I was toying with the before I had to get on with it, I just talking about the running order. Yeah, I was toying with the running order because I didn't want. I knew I had real one winning by interference. I knew I had Keith Lee winning by interference, and I knew I had Paige debuting, and I didn't want Paige and Pac's debut to be together. And then I wanted to try and spread the women's matches out because I was gonna have Eli Drake and Brian Cage as the semi-main, but then when I looked at the first 4 matches. They've all got heel wins, so I was thinking I couldn't settle on the order, but I did. Excuse me, I didn't want the Pac and Paige, debuts, if you like. Well, I suppose Paige is not a debut, but I didn't want the Paige and Pac things to be coming back to, or be too close together because they kind of lose the impact of them. So that's why I put Pac in the opening match. And then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I just, I'm trying to make this as realistic as possible and thinking, well, if this were real, how would this pay-per-view play out? And I think that's it. And I wanted the women's title match before the Asuka Deonna Purrazzo match. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't want 2 women's matches together. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I was toying with the card, but that's what we've gone with. So let's hope that we get a good show. I think we will. Hoping for. Can we squeeze to 75%? I doubt it, because the main event might let us down. But that's a pretty good start. That certainly hasn't let us down. I wasn't expecting that to be so good. To be fair, actually, I'm saying I want 75%. I don't think this next match is going to be very good. I don't think the Chris Sabin match is going to be very good. I don't think the EO match is going to be very good. And I don't think the main event is going to be very good. But apart from that, enjoy the show, people. Oh, Pac's gimmick got a negative response. Oh well. Probably lost a point of overness. That could have done without that happening, to be fair. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I gave Pac a new gimmick. Yeah. We'll talk about that in the next video. A little bit more. Oh, yeah, that was a good match. Because it's these two and they're awesome. That was better than I thought it was going to be. I'd have snapped my hand off for that, so we'll definitely take that. Yeah, that's fine. Well, it's going to be... Yeah, see, Shanna's stats are not the best, to be honest with you. But EO... I mean, EO's EO. She's EO. Yeah, okay, we'll take that. 74%, so just one below the average I'm trying to get to, so... Definitely take that. Yep, that's fine. Yep, that is also fine. Come on, Dominic, don't let me down. There we go. Can we... Surely we've got to 75%. I mean, the opening segment was 88 and everything else was at least 70, so surely. 75%, there we go. I thought it would have been higher than that, actually. Given we've got an 88% and an 84% segment. So the worst segment was the main event, which I was expecting, and the Congo Kong match. But you know what? I'll take that. That was a good card. That was a good show, and it put some building blocks in place for things going forward. But we're not going to talk about that just now, because we're going to wrap this video up. We got 0.3. There we go. More than 1,000 people came to that. I've not been keeping a track of the buy rate, so I don't know if they're going up or not. But cool. We're still at 30% public image. I feel like we've been at that for about 3 months. But anyway, that's the end of the video. So that was a good pay-per-view. That I thought that was pretty good. Good. Right, as I said, that is the end of the video. So if you enjoyed this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. While you're here on YouTube, if you head on over to the channel, The Commentator, you will find the rest of the videos in this playlist if you want to see how the booking has got me to this point. You'll also find a myriad of other games that I have played through. If you like wrestling, then please go and watch my WWE Crush Hour playthrough. If you don't like wrestling, then why are you watching this video? But if you don't, there is a myriad of other content that is not wrestling related, such as Pokemon, such as Streets of Rage, such as Extreme Express if you like train racing, such as Crash Bash, done a co-op playthrough of that, which I have to say I think it's quite good, actually. But yeah, there's loads and loads of content on the channel for you to enjoy. But Joe, next time we're going to be moving on. We're going to be starting the build towards the big December event. And we're going to be doing the fallout from the last pay-per-view, because a lot happened and a lot is going to happen. But until we get to that point, for now, from me, it is sayonara.